Hey guys, welcome back. So today, working on this Mantis tiller. This one I don't know much about. It was dropped off by Stanley and I think he found it in the trash. So I'm hoping to get it to run, but I'm not sure what's wrong with it. But from looking at it, I would say someone clearly was trying to figure something out because the spark plug wire, it's unplugged and the plug is missing from the engine. And I can see there's a disconnected wire here. Most likely that is to kill the engine. And the carburetor, it's there, but it's missing some stuff, namely the purge bulb and the hardware used to hold it in place. So I think before digging in too deep, I'm going to see if I can find a plug that'll fit this. We'll get a little bit of fuel in the cylinder and see if this engine shows any signs of life. So I don't have a lot of spark plugs for two-stroke engines, but I might have something that'll work. Probably not the right part. Definitely not the right part, but let's try this one, see if it'll work. Seems to fit. I'm going to pull the engine over slowly just to make sure the piston doesn't hit that plug. Oh, should be fine to test with. We got a runner. So really the big issue here is the carburetor. It's not complete. Potentially it has to be rebuilt. I don't know, but I think the best thing to do is to just maybe get the airbox uninstalled, see if I can piece together a purge bulb, and then add some fuel to the tank to see if that carburetor is any good. Because potentially it could be as easy as replacing that missing part. So let's give it a try. Just going to take off the airbox to get better access to the carburetor. No air filter. That's never a good sign. Just going to put these back. Going to leave the carb on the machine if I can. Yeah, potentially this one would work, but I'm not sure. It doesn't really look the same. So I think most likely I'm going to have to order a new carburetor for this, but let's just pop this plate off, see if it has any chance. Actually, that might work. Let me see if I can find a new one of these. Maybe. It's really close, but the holes on the plate, they don't quite line up. And the screws that came with this carburetor to hold the plate down are not actually long enough to go through the plate and secure into the carb body. So I don't think that's going to work. And I double checked some other carburetors I have. Nothing seems to fit any better. So in this case, I'm not sure it's worth rebuilding since we're missing a few pieces. And they do sell clone carbs for this on Amazon for about 18 bucks. And it comes with the missing filter and spark plug. So I think I'm going to roll the dice. I'll order the kit and give that a go. The kit showed up in the mail today. This one is made by Hipa. They sell it on Amazon for about $25. And in my case, they sent this to me as a promotional item, but I've used Hipa stuff for quite a few years, paying for it without issue. So I was happy to give this a try and work with them. And in this case, this kit comes with everything I need. You know, the carburetor, the plug, the missing air filter, and new fuel lines. And I think we also have some gaskets. So let's get the old stuff pulled out, throw the new stuff in, and see how it does. Yeah, definitely need a new fuel lines. There's just a little fuel in the bottom of that tank. And judging by the smell, I'd say this hasn't run in a long time. This stuff has been in there for a while. Just put a little oil on the bushing, and with any luck, this isn't going to fight me. It's fighting me. I think that's it. The connection on the bottom here, that is the fuel intake. And this is the line here that has the fuel filter connected in the tank. The fuel return is right here. And we need a gasket. Yeah, it's kind of nice. They put a hole in every corner, so you can't really mess it up. But some gaskets aren't like that, and you have to make sure you orient it correctly so you don't block that hole from the carburetor. But in this case, it doesn't really matter. You can't mess it up. Okay, and there's too much line here. It's kinked. So I'm just gonna get some needle nose pliers. We'll try to pull that through so that there's no kink. That should be good. Forgot a step. There's a bracket to hold the airbox on. It needs to be attached like that. I did double check the gap, and it's dead on at about 24 thousandths of an inch. All right, let's give this thing a try. I've got it suspended a little bit above the ground so I don't till the floor like I did last time. And I actually should have left that airbox off. Most likely I'm going to have to adjust the idle and the jetting, which can be done through these access ports here, but it is easier without that installed. But I'm not too worried about that now. Really, I just want to get it started, get it running for a bit, and make sure that everything is working properly. And I might adjust things a little bit, but I'll do the final adjustment outside once the engine's fully warmed up. Well, the good news, it starts, but it's running a little bit lean, so I'm going to adjust the low speed needle, which I believe is the one closest to the engine. So I'm going to turn that out maybe half a turn. We'll try starting it again. Yeah, not too bad. After making some adjustments on the low-speed jet, the engine started responding pretty well. I ended up at about 1.5 turns out on the low-speed side. The high speed was pretty much dead on at about 1.25 turns out. It was idling at about 3,000 RPM, and I actually just restarted it off camera. I just wanted to double check what it was at full throttle, and it's right around 10,000 RPM, so I think that is pretty much perfect. Now, I was surprised actually that the tines were continuously turning. I assumed it had a clutch or something in there, but I'm wrong on that. And it kind of makes sense because you want power going to those tines, and a clutch, it's most likely going to slip. So as long as the engine's running, those tines are spinning. So it's probably a good thing that I suspended it off the ground. But I think we're ready. So let's get this outside and put it to work. Just going to clean this up a little bit. Not too much though, because it's just going to get dirty when I bring it out to test it, but I'll do the final cleaning before I sell it. Actually, before I put this to the test, I want to check the gearbox, make sure it is greased up. So let's try to get this cover off. Surprised these are coming out. Yeah, it's got grease. It could use a little bit more. Let me see if I have the right stuff. I'm certain this isn't the right stuff, but it's pretty low. I don't want to run it without adding something. All right, let's give this a try here in my overgrown garden that's full of weeds. It's supposed to be mulch. My confidence is a little bit low. I mean, this tiller is kind of small. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to do it, but let's get it started and see what happens. I'm impressed. This little tiller had no issues turning up that mulch. Really, the only thing it got hung up on were all the weeds getting caught in the tines, but that made me realize this actually does have a clutch. You know, the tines stopped spinning, but the engine kept going. Anyway, this one, it didn't need a lot of work. It really just needed all those parts included with the Hipa kit, and this ended up being a really easy fix. So I hope this video helps someone. Thanks for watching.